5 hours ago, my boyfriend of 6 months broke up with me. He said he wanted to focus on his career. Okay. So 1 hour after the breakup, I had cried, processed everything. 2 hours after the breakup, I had walked 3 miles, processed it more. Still sad, but we were good. 3 hours after the breakup, I signed my 6-figure contract for my next job. Really excited for that. 4 hours after the breakup, I cleaned my house. And it's now 5 hours after the breakup, and we are getting ready to go on a date because there was no roster because I'm a good girlfriend, but there was a line, so we're moving on.
Damn, only 5 hours after the breakup to find another man to blow your back out? She doesn't even qualify for the streets. It should be for the sewers. Props to the guy though. It looked like the breakup was gonna happen eventually. At least he ended it on his terms.
Okay, can somebody please explain to me further what the hell happened in the last 8 years that I've been out of the dating pool that men are so afraid to approach women in public? And I was even having a conversation with a man last night about this, and I asked him, why don't you? And his answer like broke my heart. He said he didn't want to come off as a predator.
Men got called predators for basic human interaction for so long that approaching a woman became a liability. Every glance, every hello, every attempt to talk turned into a potential accusation. After years of that garbage, men finally stepped back and protected themselves. Now people are acting surprised, but this is exactly what happens when society treats men like threats first and then humans second.
I keep seeing these videos about men paying for the date, or do you expect a man to pay for the first date? And I just think it's funny because decent men want to see you eat. So whether it's a first date or not, how do they treat you just generally? Because conscious guys or guys with like any type of emotional maturity want to see you eat. Like, it actually does something to them. So if you're worried about them paying for the first date, like, how are they going to provide for you during life? I think that's the thing that we have to ask. I'm not bothered about the bougie dates at all. I'm more bothered about experiences and having a good time and an energetic connection. But generally, a guy who is in his masculine energy wants to make sure you have eaten.
This is the kind of entitlement that makes men tap out completely. She's talking like buying her a plate of food is some sacred test of masculinity instead of the bare minimum she refuses to pay for herself. Men aren't her personal meal plan, and they aren't proving their emotional maturity by funding her appetite. If the first thing she judges a man on is whether he feeds her, she's not looking for a partner, she's looking for a provider with a side order of attention.
I think the reason a lot of men only take advice from other men on how to get women instead of actually listening to women on what we want is because they don't actually want to be desired by women. They want to learn how to hold power over women.
She's acting like men take advice from other men because they're running some secret power agenda, when the truth is way simpler. Men listen to men because women give advice that only benefits women. Every tip turns into more work, more effort, more hoops. Men finally figured out that listening to women is how you end up broke, drained, and blamed for everything.
Men need to understand something. Women today are no longer afraid of being alone. We're afraid of being drained, dismissed, and disrespected. We're no longer staying in half-assed relationships just for the sake of optics. So if you want to have access to today's women, you need to evolve past your entitlement and patriarchal conditioning.
Women love saying they're not afraid of being alone while ignoring that men chose solitude long before they did. They talk about being drained and dismissed as if they didn't spend years doing that to every man who tried. This evolve past your entitlement line is hilarious, coming from the group that treats attention, effort, and money like birthrights. Men didn't lose access to women, they walked away from the constant demands.
There's no such thing as a woman having high standards. It's men who have high entitlements and low effort. We're not fucking buying it anymore. Thank you.
Is this bare minimum or princess treatment? So if he does this stuff, is it bare minimum princess treatment? Buying your favourite snack just because?
Bare minimum.
Writing a love letter?
Oh, I think that's princess treatment.
Princess treatment.
Okay. Carrying your bag when you ask?
When you ask, bare minimum,
Bare
man.
minimum.
Okay, cool. Buying you food when you're sick?
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Okay. Asking if there's anything you need before he comes over.
Bare minimum.
Heating up the passenger seat before you get into the car.
Bare minimum.
I don't care for that.
Bro, I'm anemic, you should know.
It's anemic. Okay. Opening doors for you.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Getting out of the car to open your door. Getting out of the car.
I don't want it though.
I don't think it's the bare minimum, but I don't know if it's I don't know. Princess treatment.
Buying you flowers randomly.
Bare minimum.
For me, it should be the bare minimum, but it seems like that is princess treatment.
Picking you up for dates.
Princess treatment.
Princess treatment.
Dropping you home from dates.
Bare minimum. Sorry, I just registered. Date with the person.
Picking you up for dates.
Oh yeah, bare minimum.
That's princess treatment.
Yeah.
Dropping you home from dates.
Bare minimum.
Princess treatment.
Because
of where I live.
Picking you up when you're not together. So let's say you're out with your girl.
Princess treatment.
Yeah, princess treatment.
That's princess treatment, man.
This is the Olympic finals of entitlement. Every single thing a man does is bare minimum, unless it requires him to bend reality, break his spine, or act like their personal butler on wheels. They turned basic human kindness into chores and labeled actual effort as princess treatment like they're royalty. These women don't want a relationship, they want a fully trained servant with a pulse. Men hear conversations like this, and thank God they stayed single.
So I just got home from a date where, I mean, it went okay. It was whatever. But he bought my dinner. He walked me to my car, and we're standing there. And I said, "Thank you so much for dinner." And he said, "Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to go. It was all in one check, so I just paid." And I was like, "Well, were you wanting me to pay for my half?" And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great, actually." And sent me his Cash App as we stood there. And then asks if I would like to go out again tomorrow. Absolutely not, sir. Is this what I have to look forward to?
The freeloading era is over, Grandma. You wanted equality, remember? Now a man asks you to cover your part of a mediocre date and suddenly it's a crisis. And yes, that's what you have to look forward to. No more free dinners just because you put on makeup and laughed at cheap jokes.
I just had a threesome. It was insanely hot, like crazy fun. I broke a nail. It got totally out of control. I always get so tired after having a threesome, so I'm gonna go get a coffee and something to eat. Hey, can I just order a coffee, please? Yeah. Takeaway, medium soy latte, please. I have my coffee ready for the rest of the day. I don't know how I'm going to proceed with the rest of the day because you can't top that. You can literally not top what I just did.
Oh man, why are you bragging about taking two men like that's something anyone would admire? All you're doing is announcing how low your standards have dropped. Nobody's impressed that your entire personality is a morning hookup story. If that's the peak of your day, the rest must be bleak. Your father must be very, very proud of you.
What's your favorite act of microfeminism?
I like telling men to smile more. They say it to me, so why not say it back? And getting the nipples out.
I made a decision a couple of years ago to grow out my underarm hair, and I still get self-conscious about it, but I'm sticking with it.
Letting men in the door first before me.
Not apologising for having my period, and I will whack out a tampon and tell everyone that Anti-Flow is here.
I think artistically displaying menstrual products, when the menstruation crustacean station, where it's like a little lobster and it has all like the tampons and the pads.
Probably taking an act against manspreading. You know, when you're on a Dublin bus and someone's crossing the line, I do like to step up and stop the manspreading.
I'd probably say not wear makeup every day, not in work, not in daily life, just when I'm going out on a night out or like absolutely have to, you know.
I have started to practice saying sorry less, because I would say sorry for absolutely everything. Asking a man, do you need help with that? What's your favourite act
Sounds
of
more like macro desperation than microfeminism.
I like telling men
but
to
sure,
smile
let
more.
them enjoy
They say
this
it to
little
me, so why
empowerment
not say it
parade. Let
back?
them flash their nipples,
getting
grow their
nipples out.
armpit
I made
hair,
a
and
decision a
wave
couple of years
tampons
ago to
like
grow out
victory
my underarm
flags.
hair, and I
If that's
still
their
get
solution to
self-conscious
life's
about it, but I'm
problems, no
sticking
wonder
with it.
nothing ever
Letting
improves.
men in the door.
But if you're a man and you watch me struggle to put my carry-on in the overhead compartment and you don't offer help, jail. What is wrong with you?
What a genius idea. Let's put all men who don't volunteer to be slaves in jail. Imagine locking guys up because they didn't rush to fix a problem you created by overpacking. Your ego won't even let you ask for help like a normal human. Lift your own bag or stay home, Karen.
Starting a new challenge where I say good things about men, because I need to find a good man. There are good men in the world. Let me restart. There are good men in the world. Okay. I am going to find an amazing man. Men deserve.
She can't even get through a single sentence about men without cracking up like the idea physically hurts her. That's not a challenge, that's her real attitude slipping out. She's trying to manifest a good man with the same energy people use to read horoscopes. If she laughs every time she says men deserve something, she's not ready for anything serious.
Nothing makes me happier than when I'm out in public and I'm walking past a man and he looks at me from the front, and then I can already see his head is starting to turn to look at me from the back, but there's nothing for him to see because I'm not dressed in a way for him to get that satisfaction to look at my body that way. I don't know, me personally me, the male gaze is something that makes me sick to my stomach. I can't even describe in words how it makes me feel. I think it's ever since I was a little girl, men would look at me in that way, and ever since I was a little girl, it just disgusted me. I think that's why I personally dress super like baggy and not revealing, because I just hate that feeling. There's a difference between a man admiring your beauty, you know, like, look, I'm a beautiful woman. I know that. I go in public, men look at me all the time, but there's a difference between a man just admiring your beauty and then them being nasty. And that's the part that makes me feel sick to my stomach. So when I'm dressed modest, when I'm dressed not super revealing, and they try to look, are you looking for something? Did you forget something? You know, like, it just feels, it's such a good feeling. You know, me personally, oh my God, how many times can I say personally? But when I see a woman that's super beautiful and she's dressed modest in public and she's confident, and because like, it's like she knows, like, I know what I got. I know what I look like, what my body looks like, but it doesn't mean everybody needs to see that. I don't need to show everything to feel like something, you know what I mean? Like, and I love it when I see other women in public dressed modest, you know, dressed, okay, everyone has a different opinion, different version of modest. For me personally, that's just like not super revealing, you know, boobs out, like crop tops, super short shorts, like really colorful, bright, like, you know, everyone has their own idea of modest. But when I see another woman like covered up, you know, like, even, and she's confident, I can see she's confident, but she's not putting it all on display. Mad respect. So that's it. I just needed to share that.
She's rambling like the entire planet is begging to see her body when she's dressed like a laundry basket. Acting disgusted by the male gaze while bragging about how often she gets it is peak delusion. She wants attention without attention, validation without visibility, compliments without the possibility of an actual glance. The modesty speech is cute, but nobody's hunting for something she keeps insisting isn't there. And that's it for this video, guys. If you stayed until the end, please leave a like and drop your thoughts in the comments section. As always, see you on the next one. Peace.